Okay, there we go. Hi, you guys. Welcome to our team call, June 12th. Happy Father's Day week. As a reminder, it is Father's Day on Sunday. I only know that because it's also my birthday. So, reminder in case you haven't gotten those fathers in your life a present, now's the time. Okay, so today in bringing these team calls back, I want to always provide some quick, tangible value of keeping us focused on why we're doing this, why we're here. And everyone is on our team is at different places in the business and different places in our journey and different places in our time that we've been exploring with body and the different and the platform, the different options. And that's the beautiful thing. And so when picking topics, I guess, for these calls, I always want it to be applicable for everyone, whether you just signed up as a partner with us, or if you've been around for 7 years, and everywhere in between. Well, one thing that is unanimously important in any business, in any mission that you have, is understanding why you're doing it. And so we all are going to have a different lens as to why we're doing this, like why you're showing up in the middle of a Monday on a Zoom call, why you show up to work out every morning or evening or at nap time, whenever you do, why you're choosing to invest in Shakeology and these supplements that are helping you with your digestion and your hormones and your energy. We're all going to have a different reason as to why we're doing that. So it's not going to be blanket. The reason why I'm here is not the same reason you're here. So how do we create that space where we all can connect with, why am I here? Well, there's a two sides to this. We need to know why our personal reasons for why we chose body, why we chose our team, and which we're going to cover at the end as we wrap up. But we also need to know why we're different. Because at the end of the day, the most common objections or struggles that a body partner will have is usually price objections. People don't understand the price and they think Shakeology is too expensive or whatever, which is absolutely ridiculous when you understand it. And so how do we show up collectively in our marketing to help people understand why the value is worth it? Does anyone have this mastered? Is anyone like, man, I'm so good at this. I talk about this all the time. And I know that every single person that hears what I'm doing, none of them think it's expensive because they completely understand what I have to offer in the platform I have. Has anyone mastered that yet? Because I might have you take this call. No, none of us, even me. I mean, I would say it's one of my more strengths now at this point, but even I am learning constantly how to shift things. So I actually have some slides. For those of you who've been around for a while, you've seen these before. I did them on a team call, I want to say it was a year or two ago. And I didn't have time to update the pictures, but it's all still applicable. And I want to talk about 5 ways that we as a company and we as a team are different from Isogenics, different from all these other companies out there selling weight loss pills, different from the Peloton, different from just working with a personal trainer, different from going to GNC and buying protein shakes, different from buying the Premier protein from Costco. People all around you spend so much money on these things, yet they say what we are doing is expensive. It's because they don't understand. So I feel as representatives of this company, and even if you don't want to put it as that official, as someone who uses it, and each one of us use this in our lives, it's our responsibility to help people understand what it is, right? How many of you thought this was expensive in the beginning? I did. I thought Shakeology was too expensive. I thought this was ridiculous, overly priced. What shifted for you? You can unmute yourself or put it in the chat. I'd love to hear anyone's perspective on what shifted for you why you're still doing it.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
When I first started, actually, it wasn't when I joined this last time, 2.5 years ago. It was when I had joined before, like maybe 5 years previously. But I thought it was way too expensive because I wasn't using it like I should have been. Once you start using it and seeing what it does for you, the energy that it gives you and all the probiotics and vitamins, and so that's
I love that.
my take on it.
That's so true. That's so true. Because
They don't keep it up.
Yeah. Right. Must really. Julia, I love what you shared. You told me I'm worth the investment. First of all, so good to see you on here. And I think that that's really powerful because a lot of times, especially women, especially moms, we don't value ourselves as much as our kids or our family. And so most of us will spend the money on our kids and our family because we feel like we're being selfless that way, like it would be selfish. How many of you have felt that way or have people who are like, I can't spend that on myself? That'd be so selfish. In reality, I think we all have experienced that's not true at all, because when we go first and take care of ourselves, the domino effect that has on our family is priceless. When you start seeing your kids asking for carrots instead of French fries, or wanting to work out with you, and like, oh my gosh, like Sarah, watching all what you share about your little girls like working out with you, and the progression that's happened in your family since you started is just, it gives me chills, And Autumn, like seeing your crazy fast, like what has shifted in your life in such a short period of time has been so cool to watch. And the mental health that shifts for all of us and the belief that we have in ourselves, that all carries on to our kids. And so we have to share that. We have to talk about that. And I know that many of you do consistently talk about that. Like, that's incredible. Oh my gosh, you've lost 70 pounds, Julia. That's amazing. Holy smokes, woman. Like, talk about life change, right? But yet we see these incredible testimonials and we watch them before our eyes, and people are still stuck in, this is too expensive, so I'm going to keep eating McDonald's every day. And I'm going to keep doing the things that are actually making me feel awful because it's too expensive. And then I'm developing diabetes and obesity, and then I'm paying for and then I'm paying for blood pressure medication, and I'm paying for, so it all ends up, this is so much of a better investment. And we know this, right? But I'm just saying this out loud because these are the things that we talk about in explaining why this is worth the investment. It's actually not expensive. It's a very wise investment. If you're speaking from a financial perspective, this is an investment that you get a very high return on in the long run. And so we, as partners of this representatives of this company, whatever you want to call it, that is our gift that we get to share with people. But we have to find a way to share that through story, right? So that people understand it. Okay. And Autumn, I love what you shared, that it gave you structure. And I think that's huge, especially for stay-at-home moms, right? It's a lot of, we don't have that in our lives. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you guys really quick, and I'm going to give you these slides just so you have them. We're just going to go through them together. But this is 5 ways we're different as a company. Let me put this on a bigger, excuse me, screen here. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Number 1, Intentional nutrition. I like going through these individually because a lot of times we forget, to be honest. We forget how expensive it is and how much people spend on diets. People spend so much money on diets. Or if you want to meet with a nutritionist, you're looking at $60 to $90 for a 1-hour session. Monthly packages that cost more than that. We know that diets in our culture, they don't work. They're restrictive. They end up messing with our mental health. They make us feel like failures all the time. It's one of the biggest fad diets in our culture have made us very obese and mentally unwell, right? So, and that's why we don't do that in our approach. You can pay for meal plans for people to make you. They're about $60 to $80 per week. And people pay for all of these things. And then we know if you have no intentional nutrition at all, and you're just eating whatever you want, whenever you want, fast food, junk food, processed food, you're never gonna feel great. You're never gonna experience optimal wellness. And what a bummer. What a sad thing to have people in our circle of influence, people that you know, people that I know in my circle. And because if I'm too afraid, or if I'm too afraid of what they're going to think, that I'm not sharing this amazing, like To Be Mindset is one of the most genius and simple nutritional programs to follow. The containers, even like if you put some intention into meal planning, the containers is a science-based macro nutritional approach that still allows for drinking a glass of wine and still allows for having treats, and there's healthy recipes. Man, how selfish is it of me to not share that with people? Because people are spending hundreds of dollars, even thousands of dollars in a lifetime, wasting their money on diet fads. What a bummer. What we have is when people join us for $219 one time, $219, and they get lifetime access to our 2 nutrition programs with all the meal plans, and they get the containers and the journal, and we get to help them figure out what approach is going to work best for them. Literally, we have like a cooking show on our body platform now, with so many cooking show videos of how to make these healthy recipes. And both Autumn and Alana have videos of how to go grocery shopping and how to organize your fridge, and why not to, like, what added sugar, oh my gosh, that's been a long day already. My brain, come on brain. The negative effects of added sugar and what that looks like in our culture and where it's hidden, and how to read nutritional labels. You don't have to know all of that. You don't have to be a nutritionist, because the nutritionists and dietitians have created these programs that people can access from their computers or their smartphones or on their bike or on their smart TVs. That's amazing. We should be screaming that from the mountaintops, right? That is one way that we're different. Show me another company out there that's doing this. I haven't found one. I mean, unless they're a lot of money, or, no one has everything that we have. Okay. Number 2, supplementation. You all know I am a nerd about our products, which I realize in a very weird way, I end up teaching a lot of other teams other than our own about all of the supplements. And I don't know why that is. So this is just a total side note. I want to know from you guys, like, hey, if there's a product that you want to understand better, you want to learn more about, please let me know. Please ask me so that I can create a specific training for that if I don't already have it. But I do teach the Slate Squad monthly product of the month trainings. I just did one on Shakeology. If you haven't caught that, I highly recommend watching the recording and looking into Google Drive. I put all the marketing together for our Shakeology. So this is a very basic view of how we're different. First of all, I am so thankful that we don't have any artificial ingredients in any of our products, because if we did, I would never join a company. Even at the income that I make right now that supports our family weekly, If they decided to add in sucralose, let's say, which is an artificial sweetener, I would be out, because no longer would the primary focus of the company be health and wellness. The vast majority of wellness companies out there use sucralose. They will use some sort of filler, an artificial sweetener in some of their products. And I will never compromise on that because I see the damage that it does. One of my grandmothers has permanent heart damage from aspartame. Aspartame is awful, and it's in so many things. It's in your chewing gum. Check it. Sucralose, it just came out, if you didn't see the studies, that it is now being proven to have negative effects on your metabolism, on the brain, on your digestive system, which I've known and I've preached for years, but many people thought that sucralose, which is Splenda, is a healthier alternative, but it's not. So all of that to say, how we're different is our products are very pure. They go through premium testing, rigorous testing. We know Shakeology is tested 1,900 times from start to finish, each batch, and for potency and purity of the formulas. We have clinical trials behind pretty much every single one of our products now, from the beach bars to Energize to Hydrate to Shakeology to Recover. We have clinical trials behind all of those, the Ultimate Reset. That's a big deal to have all of that science behind these products. And I love that. So like, we know that Shakeology has so many supplements in it that people buy separately. In one, it's equivalent to about $300 to $400 a month you would spend on the supplements that are in Shakeology. We have, especially with our discounts, $97 for a month's supply. That's amazing, right? The other part is the piecemeal of the supplementation. A lot of people will go to a vitamin store and they'll grab a supplement here, like a B vitamin, or they'll go get vitamin C, or they'll get one probiotic, and they end up frustrated because they're only using that, right? Well, that's called, I put here, piecemeal supplementation. Shakeology as a foundational supplement is like a combination of a multivitamin and a wellness shake, and protein with supporting your detoxification pathways and a stress support all in one, right? Everyone needs that every single day because we're all stressed out. Okay. So we all know, you guys know, I would hope at this point, the 5 nutritional wellness blends in Shakeology. It's designed to meet the 5 major deficiencies of the average adult. So we have the protein blend, digestive blend, antioxidant blend, super green blend, and adaptogen blend in every scoop. This is something to be very proud of. Again, to shout from the mountaintops, this is very unique. Most companies can't say that they offer something of this caliber, especially at this price. Okay, fitness. We all know how important exercise is, right? We're a supplement company with crazy amazing workouts. How many of you have done the Chop Wood Carry Water sample? I did it for the second time this morning with my husband, and I'm so excited about that program. So we know that we offer world-class, incredible workout programs. We have thousands upon thousands of them now, everything from yoga to prenatal, postpartum, to dance workouts, to in the famous ones like Insanity and P90X. We still have access to all of those. Short workouts to long workouts to spin workouts now to live workouts. Anything that anyone could ever want, we have them. And now we're adding Primal Flow to the mix, which I love. So what is the alternative? If someone is wanting to get regular exercise into their life, which, let's be honest, is critical to optimal wealth. Why? Because our bodies were meant to move. We were not meant to be sedentary. We're not meant to sit in these chairs all day. Yet most people do. Most people are on their couch or in a desk job or inside their house all the time. And we were not meant for that. Our bodies were made to move. So we need to help more people consistently move their bodies, not for punishment, not because they're overweight, not because if you don't, you'll this. We tend in our culture to use exercise as a punishment, which is so ridiculous. We like tear ourselves apart and be like, I'm not good enough, so I'm gonna work out. No, it's because we are thankful for our health and mobility, and we are thankful for this gift that we've been given. We're going to take care of it, and we know that moving our body consistently is required for that to happen. There's a huge mindset shift that we all need to help people adopt when it comes to exercise. So if someone's thinking of, okay, I'm going to get a gym membership, then first of all, the majority of people don't go. Second of all, you're looking at an average of $100 a month, depending on the gym, right? Then other people will go into the gym and they'll spend time there. It doesn't mean that they're doing anything positive for their body. Many people are like sitting down doing the like inner thigh squeezer, which is like good for your inner thighs. But we have programs that are actually going to effectively train all the different areas of your body, help with your cardiovascular strength and your muscle endurance. And you're getting essentially what you would from a personal trainer, but you don't have to leave your house, which is so rad. So look at how expensive some of these other memberships are. You're looking Orange Theory and CrossFit, you're about $150 a month, and people pay that. And not to say that there's anything wrong with that. I think that's important. There is something about a CrossFit gym and like going to an in-person class. I 100% get that. However, I know that most of us have a life where we can't. First of all, I'm not paying $150 a month. Second of all, my schedule doesn't allow for me to go to, and having kids doesn't allow for me to go to a CrossFit gym all the time, or I don't know, we don't have an Orange Theory up here, but I know in California, they're really popular. I can't go to the gym like in general. And that's why I started Beachbody workouts, was because I had a new baby and I was working full time and I couldn't go to the gym. I didn't have any time, capacity, or energy. And so what we're offering people is something so convenient that you can't have an excuse that you don't have time to work out. Like that literally can never be an excuse. Again, we have 10-minute trainer, right? And at such an affordable price. Okay. Number 4, coaching is a huge part of this. And I should probably change the letters of this now, since we have changed our verbiage and we're no longer using coach as much. But still, you are their support person. So anytime someone joins you, you don't have to call yourself their coach, but you're their support person. How many times have you maybe got a new program, or even read a book, or you're trying something new and you wish that you had someone to ask questions to because you're not really sure? Like when you have kids. I wish I had someone to like ask questions to all the time, because, I just don't know how to deal with the situation. Our health is such a complicated, like health in general, such a complicated area in our country, especially because there's so many conflicting, confusing things. And so when people join you with a total solution pack, they're getting you as their support person, their encourager, and their cheerleader, and their resource. And you don't have to know everything, but you're their person to find the answer. And so if they said, hey, this is something I've heard many times. I just had a baby. I have diastasis recti, where my ab muscles are separated still. What adjustments should I make during this workout? You probably won't know that answer. However, you have a team, you have me to ask these answers, or ask these questions to, and I have a network to ask questions to, and we will find that answer and a resource to get to your client. And I have been able to provide that answer many times. So that is something that's extremely valuable when talking to people, is that they get the support of you, but they also get our community. And I don't know about you, but I think one of the most valuable parts of what we have to offer is our community. I love being able to log into the virtual gym in the mornings and see everyone from across the country, and even Isabel, who's in Canada, right? Logging into our Zoom and we're all working out at the same time. That sounds like the silliest thing. I've had people in the beginning, hear that we do that and they're asking, wait, are you all working out, like doing the same program at the same time? No, we're not. We're just literally log into Zoom and mute ourselves. What's the point of that? The point is that we get to not leave our house, and I get to see my friends at 5:30 in the morning, and I know that they're showing up and it makes me get out of bed. That's really powerful, because the execution, just like Joni was saying, if you're not doing the things, you're not going to see the value in it. And so if we have a community, we have a culture that encourages you and inspires you to show up even when you don't feel like it, that is so valuable, because you can have the most expensive supplements and the most expensive gym and the most incredible meal plan, but if you're not doing any of it, none of that stuff matters. You have to do the things, right? And so our community and having someone to inspire you and encourage you along the way is incredibly valuable. And that is what number 5 is the community that we have, which I obviously just talked about. I love James Clear. I quote him all the time, but he is quoted as saying, when you're trying to adopt a new positive habit, the best thing you can do is immerse yourself in an environment where your new habit is the cultural norm. And I love that quote because it is exactly what we have created. It really is. And how many of you have tried to maybe eat healthy, but you're in a family that's not supportive of that change, and they still want to eat their corn dogs every day? And they're like, Mom, why are you eating broccoli? I don't want broccoli. And then you smell the corn dogs and you're like, oh my gosh, I want a corn dog. I don't know why I use that example, but we're just going to roll with it. It is really hard to make changes, positive changes in your life, when the people around you are not supportive of that and they don't want that for themselves. That's the beauty of our community, is that you have us and we check in pretty much, many of us every day. You obviously don't have to, but it's really, really powerful to have that supportive community. Okay. So I want to drop this really quick. Ask you guys, what is it for you that really sticks out, that is so different than anything that you've tried before? And how has that made a positive difference in your life?
I'll go first.
Perfect.
I actually shared this on Instagram last week, but when I was starting, when I was kind of in the deeps of a new baby, my husband kept telling me, I need to get a hobby, because he's really big on, he knows hobbies are just really good. And he has so many. He had snowmobiling, hunting. He coached football for a while. So he knew I needed something to get my mind away from just being a mom. And it took a while. And then eventually when I did join Body, or even before I joined Body, I had made a comment maybe I'll make fitness my hobby. And he thought it was funny. And I'm very crafty. So stuff like painting is usually something that would get me to escape and kind of relax me. But with kids, it's hard to paint because then they want to do it with you. And then it's more of a chore, I feel like. And so then eventually, once I started Body, I didn't even really think about this until last week, that it has kind of become my hobby. And what was different from it was that I had all of you guys, because I wasn't just showing up by myself. It was I had all of you guys. And when I think of painting, it was very by myself. And when I worked out before, it never stuck because I didn't have the accountability. And when I was in that postpartum and just feeling lonely, and I never got diagnosed with postpartum depression, but I'm sure that's what I had. And it was just lonely. And I was in that stage of motherhood where I didn't have anyone to go off to a snowmobile trip. I didn't have coaches to hang out with like my husband did. But then by joining this community, I was able to jump on Zooms with you guys and tag each other on social media. And that community is what really has inspired me and keeps me going every day.
Gosh, I love that so much. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
I agree. Who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
So long story short, 3 years ago or more, my husband actually followed Jessica on my social media because he knew that she did Beachbody, and my husband knows her family for a long time. I've actually don't know if I've ever met you in person, maybe at a yard sale once.
I don't think so.
But anyways, I have always been super self-conscious about my body. I have always been super scared of what I look like. And I really shouldn't be, but I always was. And he's like, you need to like do something to help yourself. And so 3 years ago, he followed and friended Jessica on my social media so I
I
could
did
see.
not know this.
Yes. So when I started following you, it was my husband. And he's like, you need something. It took me 3 years to finally contact her and reach out. So persistence is key. I hadn't even had kids yet when Jordan followed her, but I was always super scared of being vulnerable. I was like, if I reach out to her, like she's gonna know I need help, and I don't want anyone to know I need help. Like I'm just like super stubborn and strong like that, stupidly strong. I don't know. And when I finally did, it was like it's the best kind of vulnerability I've ever had. Like it's the kind where you know you need help, but you have other people who need help too and who are counting on you. So I know I've never met any of you in person, but I count on you guys, and I feel like you guys are counting on me just to like put it out there and like not be you're not the only one. Someone's there with you. And that for me, it changed everything for me because I was like, I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want people to know I need help. I don't want people to know what I'm doing. Like, I don't want any of that. And so it's been so different to just branch out and do this because it's exactly what I needed.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I still can't get over it. I had no idea. I mean, so powerful. And look at what you've accomplished in 2 months.
It's
Like,
been really crazy.
amazing.
I would not have like stuck to it. I've definitely been a person who does like, I've never even attempted a diet before 2B ever because I was like, I want to eat whatever I want. I don't care. Like I'm gonna eat a cheeseburger if I want to eat a cheeseburger. And so I never ever attempted a diet, but this is like the perfect way to go about it because it's not strict, it's not restrictive, and they teach you. So that was like what really helped me is that I was taught and I wasn't just told.
Oh, I like that. Taught over told. That is a graphic, like a quote graphic that you could share, and because it would be attention grabbing, and how many people could relate to that?
Yeah, I guess that'd be really cool.
You know, and that is our culture. Like, I don't want to be told what to do. Don't tell me what to do. I'll teach you how to do it and how to make it work into your life and your life, you know, your lifestyle. That's really powerful. Thank you for sharing. Okay, who's next? What's one thing that has stood out to you that's made you stick with it, that's made this a different experience than before? Joni, are you trying to unmute? I feel like you are.
I can't see because of the sun. So with me, it all goes back to community again. When I first started, not with our team, but before, my coach that I had, she like signed me up and I never even heard from her. And if I asked her a question, I probably wouldn't hear for a week or two. But it was just like a total turnoff to me. So I never obviously really even started. But with us, it's community. And I've always been the type of person that, say I'm being vulnerable here. I don't have a lot of friends. And I've always wanted good friends. And they're so hard to find. And all my friends usually were younger than me, always have been. I don't know why that is, but anyway, when I found our team, and I've known Jamie because I worked with her for quite a few years, and just became part of your team and met everyone and making new friends. So it's all about community for me.
Mhm.
It's what's keeping me around.
I love it.
I want to help others. And I know there's so many people that feel the same way.
Mhm.
Sometimes I don't know what it is. I have a hard time connecting with them, I guess. I don't know. I guess I just need to try different things. And I know they're out there and they need help and want to feel better. And so I guess I
Yeah.
just keep on trying.
It's, I think that's a really good point, is because, so let me ask you this actually. What do you feel like is the hardest part with connecting people? So let's say that you have shared your story maybe, and someone was intrigued or like really moved by your story, and you invite them to be a part of the community maybe, and what happens next? What do you feel like are your biggest roadblocks?
Like if they want to sign up.
Yeah, or maybe say, yeah, or if you've invited someone to be a part of it, what are your biggest like roadblocks or objections, or what do you think the hardest part has been for you to find those people to really connect with who actually want to join you?
I think I haven't had too many that wanted to, actually.
Okay.
I've invited them. And
Okay.
if they do say that they're curious about it or want more information, a lot of it I think is price.
Okay.
for them. So, and I mean, what can you say after that? I don't really say anything after that. What can you say?
Yeah, because it does depend, right? Everyone's situation is a little bit different. Some people genuinely are not able to pay their bills every month, right?
Right.
And there's other people that example, I was just invited to be a part of this organic skincare line. It's an affiliate program, which I can do because it's not multi-level marketing. It's just an affiliate program for a company. And there was like a very successful Beachbody coach who's doing that as well. And she said, it's amazing to me how many women will not spend $200 on shakes and workouts because it's too expensive, but they'll drop $250 on a face serum. And she said, it's crazy the amount of times that happens. And so when it comes down to price, I'm just going to share this with everyone because I was thinking about it today, is we have to look inward in what we are deep down believing and sharing about the amazing price point that this is at. Because I promise you, if you show up every day, doesn't have to be every day, but if you show up consistently and talk about how grateful you are to be able to work out from home every day, drink this amazing shake, have this community, have, a coach in your corner and all these meal plans, and that it only costs $200 for an annual membership for all of that. If you're talking like that consistently, no one's going to give you a price objection. However, and I only know this because I did it in the beginning, if we are nervous to get a price objection, they will always come. It's a very weird, and I'm not saying at all, especially Joni, I'm not saying that you are. However, if we believe that we're going to get price objections and we're worried about it, they will come. And it's a very bizarre thing. So it's like with anything in our life, this is part of the reason why I wanted to do this topic today, is so that at the end of the day, we all do see and understand what are the alternatives to everything that we have to offer and how much would that cost somebody. Because when you do break down how expensive it would be to have everything that we offer, it would be thousands of dollars, and someone can get it for $200. That's crazy. Like, that truly is very inexpensive for a year. And the way that I share this, and you may or may not have seen it, is I tell people this is a one-time purchase. It's $219. It's a one-time purchase. You're getting all of these things. This is an annual membership. You're getting 1 month supply of supplements. And the only thing you pay for moving forward is if you choose to keep your supplement subscription in your affiliate account, if I'm signing them up with a partner account. And when you say it that way, psychologically, it does process in your brain like, oh, wow, that's it. It's only 200. And I'm not throwing out the promo code that we all have that's $30 off right now. $219 for a year. Okay, I'll try it, because what else do we have? We have a 30-day money back guarantee on everything. They drink any of their supplements and they're not impressed. And I use that specific verbiage. If you're not impressed after drinking all of your Shakeology or trying your Energize for a month, you get a full refund. It doesn't matter that you consumed it all. And so we're really, when we have that posture in our marketing, and I think that's the important part, is having that confident posture consistently in our marketing. Because if we only share our stories once a month, then people don't see it. To be honest, they don't see it. The only person who sees everything you post on social media is you. And like 3% of your followers on social media. There is something to be said in any business about you have to make relationships with people and get yourself out there in front of people. And that's why it doesn't have to be on social media. It can be that you're having a party at your house, a meal prep party, or shakes. And what have we done? There's been so many like creative ways of marketing, like do a workout and shakes at your house or something. I can't remember. It was like spin and never mind. My brain's not thinking of the great ideas that I had. But it does come down to this though, why we started. Why are we doing it? Why do you want to help people? Is it really important to you that you're sharing this gift with other people? Is it bug you when you see moms or grandmothers that are struggling? Is it bug you when you see kids that are surviving off of fast food because their parents don't know any different? What bugs you? It's going to be different for all of us. And that's important that we pay attention to that. It used to drive me crazy in the nurse's station when I would see nothing but junk food in break rooms. I'm like, you guys, we're in the healthcare field and you all are filling your bodies with poison and you are feeling awful, but everyone's relying on you to keep them alive. So we need to take better care of ourselves, right? And so for a while there, this was before I had kids, when I was more in the medical area, I wanted to create a program called the Nurse's Nurse, where I would go around and talk at different hospitals about, hey, this is preventative healthcare. This is how you take care of your body when you're stressed. Because it was something I personally was passionate about because of my environment. That's going to be different for you. So take some notes today on what bothers you and where do you want to affect change? Because your circle of influence is different from mine. It's different from each other's. That's why God made us all different, with different stories and different backgrounds and different strengths and different experiences. But we have to pay attention to that and what the calling is on our hearts. Even though we all have the same platform to share, we're called to do that in different ways. But if you don't know why you are here and why you chose this and why it's different, you're going to struggle in communicating that to other people, and they're not going to see the value in it. Which is why this topic is coming up today, because I don't want you guys to struggle. I want you to be wildly successful in whatever way you want to be wildly successful. But we have to consistently talk about it. If you're doing a fundraiser, unfortunately, in order to understand and feel this, I have to use a morbid example. If you're doing a fundraiser for a little kid in your family who has this curable disease, but the disease costs $500,000. Let's say it's maybe your own child. You would move heaven and earth to make that happen. And you would not stop talking about it every single day. What's different? Your burning desire to make that happen. If you had to sell 20 total solution pack, like obviously this is not realistic and this is so dumb, but you will psychologically feel the shift. If you had to sell 20 total solution packs or your family would lose their house, could you do it? Could you guys do that? Of course you could. You know that you could. So maybe ask yourself, okay, so what's different? And it may be that you're not in a place that you really want that right now. And that's completely fine. That's 100% great. But I think we do need to be honest with ourselves in what we want. And do we want to affect positive change? Why do we want to affect positive change? What's driving me? And that's where, and if you guys watched my Shakeology, I'm almost done, I promise. My Shakeology training that I just did, I started with why I'm a part of this company, because it's not always been easy. And there's been a lot of ups and downs, as there is in any great area of our lives, from marriage to parenting, right? And so why am I still a part of this company, even with the ups and downs? And it's because of what God made me to do to prevent preventable suffering. And I know that what we do prevents preventable suffering. It does. If people follow what we're recommending, their A1C will be lowered if they're pre-diabetic, or if they have type 2 diabetes. Their obesity markers will go down. Their mindset, their mental health will improve. They will believe in themselves. Look at what you guys have just shared just in our time together. The positive ways that your life has been impacted. I know that what we do prevents preventable suffering, so I will not shut up about it. And even when it's really, really hard, I will still show up to do these things because it's preventing preventable suffering in my own life. And that's why I'm here. But you have to figure out why you're here. And that's going to grow, and it's going to change. It's going to be strong some days, and it's going to be not as strong other days. That's normal and a part of the process. So if there's anything that I can do to help support you guys in figuring this out, that's what I'm here for. If you need someone to ask you a bunch of questions to help figure this out, that's what I'm here for, or your mentoring person here. But I think my best piece of business advice is to get clear on why you're here and why it's different and what's unique to you, and then share the crap out of it. Shout it from the mountaintops, not for the algorithm, but for your circle of influence. Do a video, put it on the YouTube, host a fun party at your house. If you want community in your local community, create it. Host a super weekend, host a dinner night, and make a dinner together. How fun would that be? There's so many creative ways that you could create community in your own circle. And then, next year at Summit, we have 45 people instead of 15. You have your own story and circle for a reason. So I'm going to stop talking. Any questions, anything that stood out to you guys that was helpful? Before we get off. Thanks for being on. I can't wait to see some of you in Texas. Ooh, Autumn, I just want to kidnap you and bring you with us.
I wish I could go so bad. I try exercise every possible outcome. I was like, okay, for those of you who don't know, my husband he just bought his own log truck this year, and in logging, they have the springtime off, and that's no paycheck, and we couldn't get unemployment. And so I'm like, okay, how much more would I need to rack up the credit card to be able to go? And I was like, I just don't think there's enough. It's something I'm definitely doing next year. I could not do it this year.
I do. I 100% understand.
Well, that was me for years. Remember, Jessica?
Yeah.
It took a long time to finally go. I'm in the same boat.
Yeah. Yeah. This will be Amy. This is your first official summit.
Yeah.
You came
That's so exciting.
It only took 5 years, but COVID. I probably would have gone without the COVID stuff, but it did take a while just to get, be able to do it with that logging season. It's hard. And then they can't go with you to anything. So
yeah, I know.
Life's different for me now, but I remember that.
So good. Awesome, you guys. Thank you so much for being it on. I will get this, hopefully this recording up by the end of the day and share it in case you have any team members that you want to share it with. Let's take a boomerang before we're off of this call here. Because that's important. Okay, are we ready? Julia, are you able to show your camera at all? If not, that's fine. No, okay. Okay, we ready? Oh, I love the little girls. 1, 2, 3. Oh, these guys were so cute. Okay. All right. Have a great day. Hi, sister. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Okay.